Tina at Tina Stitches. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel primarily about cross stitch. We call it Flosstube here in the YouTube community. All the realm of videos that you could choose from. If you're looking for cross stitch, search Flosstube. All one word. So today is Sunday, April 10th, and if you hear that weird buzzing noise outside, that would be skidoos. Yep. There's still snow here. Big surprise. It is starting to melt though. We can see our driveway, some grass. I don't think we're getting any buds on the trees yet, but it should be soon. Yeah. So, it's been a week since my last video. Not a lot has happened, but we have had some stuff has happened. So I'll save that till the end. Yeah. There's not a lot of stitching, not a lot of variety of stitching that I have to show you because I was kind of focused this week. I was a monogamous stitcher, which doesn't happen very often. I don't rotate daily. That's just not my jam. But after about 3 or 4 days, I will pick something else up to kind of keep things going, get work done on different projects. This one I've worked on since the end of March, and I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the progress that I've been getting. I was a little bit stalled out because, well, I'll show you. So this is the project I'm talking about. Royal Tudor Mandala by Chatelaine. And here's where it was when you last saw it. And here's what it's supposed to look like. And here's where it is now. Technically it is the bottom corner, so I will show it like this. I do rotate it to work on it in the Q-snap depending on my reach and where I'm working. But as you can see, I've gotten a lot done. This is finished. It may have been finished in my last video. The black work was one of the first things that I worked on. The window scene itself is finished. The topiary trees here are finished. The black along here I had a problem with. I had it stitched up to here. It didn't line up. I frogged it back as far as I thought was right, and then I restitched it and thought, I don't think what I frogged was wrong after all of that, but it's working out now. I don't think any of this was stitched. That I haven't touched, but this is new here, and so is the over one start on the Tudor rose. So I don't know if it's focusing or not, but that's where it's at. And this gold in here, I went looking for it and I couldn't find it. And I went looking in other projects that had the Petite Treasure braid and I couldn't find it. It's PH01. And I knew I must have had it because I started this side over here was finished. And I really like the effect that it has, and I wanted to get it caught up, but I couldn't find it. So that kind of, stalled me, but I moved on to other stuff. That's when I moved on to the rose garden there. But it was annoying to not have it. And then my 1, 2, 3 order came in, which I will talk about. And I was putting away the threads for Alice. And lo and behold, the gold thread that I had kitted up with Alice was the PH01 that I had stole from the Chatelaine, which I only had the one card of. So I stole it back so I could do what needed to be done on this piece. And there it is. There is a lot of specialty fibers, including dog hair, because Khaleesi is sitting on my lap almost 100% of the time I'm in that chair. Well, she's sitting at my feet on the recliner part. The only thing left in here to do, aside from beads, which that's all being done at the end, there is gold backstitching in the velvet curtains. That's this purple part here. And you can see it in the green over here. That gold detail is repeated over here. So once that is done, this from here over is finished except for beads, so I can move it in the Q-snap. And then once the over one rose is done and the rose beds are done, then it's even more complete. And my goal for this month was to hit the King's Crown. There's 2 crowns in each section, quadrant. King's Crown, Queen's Crown. My goal was to hit the King's Crown over here, but I didn't quite make it yet. But I'm not that far away from it. And I should do the gold in here before I move the piece on the Q-snap, so we'll see. But I am putting this away for this week. I did meet my goal. My goal for this on WhipGo was 22 hours, and I've at least got 28. So, yay. That is great. Since my Crystal Christmas was the other one that was called for WhipGo, which is already, has already been finished this year. I'm only coming up with this now. Maybe I should change the goal for that to be 44 hours. I mean, it's not crazy because I got 28 under the belt now. And I do want to work on it some more this month. So let's see if we can get 44. Yeah. Because stuff. It just needs to get done. I would love to have it beyond that King's Crown section for the end of the year. So we'll see. The next project that I worked on, I'm not going to show because it's my smalls for the ornament exchange arranged by Kim and Sarah of Stitch and Stuff. And that's a secret smalls exchange, so I can't share. But I'm about half done the stitching on it, and I'm really hoping whoever gets it will like it. I'm not sure if it's their style. So we'll just leave it at that. So my other project, of course, is a big project. And it was actually, somebody had commented on my last video that they didn't understand the acronym HADE was for Heaven and Earth Designs. And that's totally understandable. Everybody is referring to these as HADEs. But she thought it might be an acronym for huge blank something designs. Well, you know what the blank is. I can't remember what the E was for. Exquisite. But anyways, I think it was a good one. It definitely fit. This is Beloved. Here's what it was when you last saw it. And what it's supposed to look like. And here it is now. Just gonna pull my books forward here to prop it on. Not high enough. Okay, so I have to hold it. It's gonna be shaky. So here it is. And as you can see, I've come over here and started working down, which is not the norm. Usually I would be working up in here somewhere and just working, trying to bring the whole thing down. But I had lost a couple of days of stitching because of, you know, taking the dog to the vet and stuff. And so I was behind on my goal for 1,400 stitches a week. So I thought one way to catch up would be to just work on black, and the easiest spot to do that would be on the side here, and just bring it down and feather stitch where it got too far over, like it's going to be way too far to count. So that's almost to the bottom, and by doing that in combination with today's stitching over here, because I missed yesterday as well, so but today I worked the column down on the white side, and I've reached 13, I have it written down, 1347 for the week. And right now Pattern Keeper tells me I'm at 89.62% done. Yay. So pretty soon I'll be hitting 90%. Very soon. It might even be my next video. Maybe. It really bothers me that there's these pieces up here that are really high and not finished. So I think my focus for this week is probably going to be this area here and maybe this area, and bring it down. And you know, if I find myself falling short again, I will go back to that side and bring it down more. Fill that in more if I need to make up stitches. Because I really want to get it done this year. I have plans for other dates, babs, you know, those big projects. So that was all that I stitched on. Yeah. I do have a little bit of haul. I got a giveaway that I won, and I have some plans. I did bring my plans over here. The one anyways. This is my next project that I'm going to work on for my monthly magazine challenge group. Well, it's Carolyn and Robin's group, but my project for the monthly theme, which is literature, I chose Beatitudes by My Big Toe. So it's not from a magazine. It never was in a magazine as far as I know, and I do try to pick a theme project from a magazine, but right now I only have 2 magazine projects on the go. And I just finished doing a lot of work in strawberries, and strawberries doesn't really fit literature. And my other one, I probably could have made it fit literature because it has a word on it, but I wanted to work on this one instead. And this really, I mean, it's from the Bible literature. It's got words all over it. So my goal, I'm going to try to get, well, I don't have goals written down, but I have 3 prompts, B and K, and the theme literature. So we'll say 1 night for each of those prompts, and I'm going to try to make my way over to the K right there. Kingdom has a K, and this is where I'm at. So I have to put in some letters up here, mourn, and then the kingdom would be up here. Yeah. I think it's doable. I have to be very careful though, because if I'm going to just start stitching from that O right here, do the next O up, and then the word kingdom actually goes right there, I have to make sure that it's right, because I really would not want to get that much done and then have to frog it later. So that's Beatitudes, and that's probably going to be my focus this week. So, haul. I got my Floss of the Month from, where did that thing go? From Roxy, Leo and Roxy, I got brights and neutrals. There's the brights. And there's the neutrals. I really like that jungle green. Jungle Nights. Right at the end. So those I will be adding to my stash. And my giveaway winner, I want to give away. I got a prize. This is what I got. And this is from the aforementioned Kim and Sarah at Stitch and Stuff. They were giving this away in February, and I got it just a couple days ago. So I have lots of time to get it ready for next February. And I have a fabric that's very similar to this. I might be able to steal a piece off of it. And I think I'm just going to use DMC or colors from Stash. And of course I'm going to do the drum. And my order from 123 came in. This order consisted of 2 pieces of fabric and overdyed floss. The overdyed floss I already put away. It is the colors that I needed to finish working on Alice, the Owl Forest embroidery. I also went to Walmart and loaded up on some more DMC. This is not all that was purchased. This is also from Stash, but I am kitting up a stitching shelf while I have the time and the funds. And sorry for the crinkle. Here is my fabric. This is a yard of 25 count antique white Lugana. This is my go-to for my Heaven and Earth Designs / BAPs. That full coverage. I was going to get Easy Grid, Easy Guide, whatever, but 1, it's on back order. Don't know when it's going to be available. 2, I don't find that I use the grids. I only have one project with the grid. And, well, that one is actually with 20 by 20 squares, and it's hard to picture a 10 by 10 grid inside of that 20 by 20. So anyways, I don't even bother with that one. But my plan is for this. This is a yard. If I cut it exactly right, I can get both inner depths and a stitching shelf on this one piece. They are both almost the same size, except for one is oriented portrait and the other one is landscape. So it's going to work. I took out the tape measure and everything. My approach is going to be to grid the page breaks, the center line and the page breaks, which is what I generally do because I've had an issue on my first Heaven and Earth designs where it said it was, my math said it was going to fit, but I had that much room at the bottom. After the design was all finished, there was about an inch left of fabric. So now I actually grid it. I grid my center and my outside edge and the page breaks if possible. For Beloved, I only gridded the bottom marks of the pages just so I could see, because I work across and down much like a typewriter. But for stitching shelf, I think I'm going to be wanting to jump around a little bit, so I'm going to do page breaks, and I'm going to very much what Sarah, the Stitching Mommy, did. I'm going to follow what she did in that I'm going to pick a color that is dominant in the shelf and stitch that. I think. I'm not starting it until August with Carolyn Zook, Z-Zook Stitch. I'll link her Flosstube below. And as far as my thread storage, really don't know how I'm going to deal with that. There's over 300 colors, I believe, on the max color, which she convinced me I need to do instead of the regular version. And you know what's weird? When I bought them both at the same time, inner depths and a stitching shelf. I'll put pictures here. Inner depths, I bought max color, which, considering it's not a lot of little detail, it doesn't really need to be max color. A stitching shelf, I bought regular. Now, when I was in Walmart and I first noticed that they had DMC, I pulled up both of these charts and grabbed as many colors as I could for inner depths. But I pulled up the regular version, which used like 18 skeins of like 938, so I grabbed, actually I think it was like 13, and it's not used at all in the max colors. So yeah, so I have a lot of 938 now. But I also noticed that in the stitching inner depths, there are a lot of stitches that are under 10. That's okay, but it's going to be a little bit annoying for those ninja stitches. There's even one color with one single stitch. Stitching shelf has not been, I'm going over the floss usage charts that they give with the patterns, and it doesn't seem to be as ninja stitching, let's say. I think the lowest stitch count on a stitching shelf was 40 something. Max color. So that's okay. Hopefully they'll all be close together. 33. There's a 33. I have about 100 more colors to get for a stitching shelf and 50 colors left to get for inner depths. Now, that is with me kitting it up brand new. I have DMC collection, so unless it has more than 1,000 stitches, I'm not going to go out and buy something new. So out of what's left, I have about 60 colors that are over 1,000. stitches. So that's not too bad. I have until August/September, because that's when both of those are gonna possibly get started. The other fabric I got is Vintage Smoky White Belfast Linen by Zweigart. I believe it's the printed. Yeah, it's the printed one. So it's white on one side and printed on the other. And I was hoping this would be suitable for what I'm looking for Christmas in London. I'm not sure. It's a little too much of a brown tone to it. Not gray, like I was hoping. But we'll see. One of these days, I'll find the right piece. I tried dyeing the right piece, but that didn't work either. So, that's all my haul. And now, I believe I promised a giveaway. I don't really have anything to give, to mail. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do gift certificates. $20 gift certificate to a couple of different places. I'm going to do Etsy, so you can support the Ukraine designers, or Heaven and Earth Designs, because you know you gotta love a big hat. Haid 123 Stitch to help with your DMC or fancy floss or fabric, whatever you need, and Gayron Stitchery, because they're great too. So out of those 4 shops, I will be giving out 5 gift certificates, $20 of your choice. Those are the 4 shops that I'm going to be supporting, and it's $20 US value. It's hit and miss whether or not it's a good value, because with Etsy or Heaven and Earth Designs you can get a PDF. With 123 and Gayron, you're going to be paying shipping. So, you know, that's why I'm going to leave it up to you whether or not you need something physical or you just want instant download. So, and all I want you to say is happy. Happy Flosstubaversary, but Flosstubaversary is kind of hard to spell, so happy will do. And it's been 5 years. It's been a great 5 years. I'm so happy that I've done this. And yeah, I want to say thank you for supporting me. And also, I want to do a under 1,000 sub club shout out. I've shouted her out before, and I know she hasn't been well, so her videos have been they've been sporadic, but I've seen her a couple times more recently, and that's Gail's Golden Needle. Gail, we love you. Yeah, go go watch Gail and give her some love. She has some beautiful, beautiful projects. And I also want to say congratulations to Ronnie at Sunshine Stitchers. It's so wonderful to have you as part of the community, and I'm so glad that you were able to get your citizenship. Canada would have been better, but you know. Anyways, yeah, I think that's it. Life updates. Yeah. Khaleesi, my little dog. As you know from the last video, she had a procedure done to check her synovial fluids for the markers for rheumatoid arthritis, of which they did show up. They did, it's not like a DNA test where it's definitive. It could have been a few other things, but those things were ruled out. Rheumatoid arthritis was left. Bingo! We hit the jackpot. That's what she has. So, because she's a small dog, it's not as expensive as treating a large dog. And she's I forgot what I was going to say. Lots of dogs get arthritis. It's osteoarthritis that's the most common in dogs. Rheumatoid arthritis is not very common in dogs. So, yeah, of the 2 dogs that the vet has seen, she's the small one. She's 8 pounds. The other one is 100 pounds. Medicine is based on weight. Medicine can be expensive. I work at a pharmacy, and I still had to pay $65 for her medicine. So that really makes it hard when you have to multiply that for a 100-pound dog. Anyways, so we started her medicine. We got the diagnosis on Tuesday, started the new medicine on Wednesday. She could only take part of the regiment and then start the second part on Saturday because NSAIDs that she was on for the pain had to be washed out of her system before she could start prednisone. It's a thing with dogs. So she started the prednisone yesterday, and we went for a walk, and I'll insert a picture here. Yeah, she was in a sling, but for every block that we walked, she wanted out, and she would walk about a block and then be done. So back into the sling. And so she did about 3 blocks. Not city blocks. This is, 4 houses worth of a block. So I think she did a good job. Hear the train? Yeah, so she did good. And today she's doing a little bit more walking around the house if you put her on the carpet. The floors are slippery. She's not going to go there yet. But, she's a little princess and she's gotten spoiled. She will look at the chair now and bark. A little tiny bark. A little squeak, really. That's why we call her Squeaky. We had tags made up for them, and her name is Khaleesi, aka Squeaky, on the tag. So, yeah, she seems to be doing better. She's not having any of the side effects from the medicine, so that's good. Yeah. Other life updates. COVID has hit the house. My son, who is currently occupying my craft room, has tested positive for COVID. He is experiencing cold symptoms, but that's about it. He had a sore throat, that kind of thing, but nothing on the serious sides of it, so that's good. My husband and I have tested negative, and we have told him to never leave his room. We bring him food and put it on the table outside his door, and then we go wash our hands because we touched the doorknob or something. So, yeah. So we will be testing a lot, and he will be sleeping a lot. I told him he can go outside and take a walk down to his house. You know, it's good to get some exercise, but he just can't be around people. And doing that here, there's no people. So, yeah. I think I've said everything there is to say. Yeah. So, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be kind. Stitch what you want, when you want. If you want to do lots of prompts, do lots of prompts. If you want to count your stitches, count your stitches. I only count them if they're in Pattern Keeper, because I don't enjoy counting it twice. So I am going to leave now and upload this. By the way, the new internet is working great. So, yeah. Oh, and deadline for the entry. Let's make that the end of the month. Guess I should. Let's make it the 30th. That's a lot of time. That's 3 weeks. So, 30th at midnight. That's when the draw ends. Don't say giveaway, free, must be 18 or older, please be a subscriber, all of that fun stuff. Yeah. So, until next time, which should be about a week, take care. Happy stitching. Bye.